This video is brought to you by Channel Grim and Grin's own Screams from the Crypt. 20 tales of horror, sci-fi, and suspense. Available now.
Hello, I'm Grimgrindle, and welcome back to Build Request, which is being recorded for the first time on a different computer with a different program and in a different room, so hopefully the audio quality is not entirely terrible. And well, if it is, then hopefully next episode I'll be able to improve it somewhat. But either way, let's get on to the build request, which comes from both SBB and Rainbow Sparkle 122, who have requested the Banjo Bike, or in SBB's case, any promotional vehicles. And if you've not watched the Kazooie Copter build request from the other week, you may well be asking, but Grim, what's a promotional vehicle? What the devil are you talking about? To which I say, firstly, why didn't you watch the video? And secondly, a promotional vehicle is exactly how it sounds. It's a vehicle designed by Rare and put out as a promotion for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And why these vehicles are of mild interest to anyone is for two particular reasons. Firstly, they don't actually appear available in the game, at least not without you building them yourself. And secondly, being that they, despite them being featured on a poster that comes with the actual game, are not entirely representational of the final release of the game that you get. When I built the Kazooie Copter, for instance, I pointed out the Gatling gun item included on it, and also the Banjo Bike, which is not in the final release of the game, presumably replaced with the Egg Gun, and also I pointed out that the Banjo Bike's back wheel is facing in a way that I didn't think would work in the game, and with this build confirmed that it didn't. So definitely these vehicles are from an earlier release of the game, and presumably in that earlier release the hit detection of the monster truck wheels was different, as in the actual release of the game, you can't have a monster truck wheel face backwards like that, with it still functioning properly. And as I said, I thought this would be the case as I encountered the exact same issue while building the Batmobile Tumbler, and so indeed when I went into doing this build I did go in expecting it to somewhat fail, which it does, and so did go in with the understanding that to make the vehicle work at all, I would have to be making some adjustments. And I mean, obviously Rare encountered a very similar issue, as after all, the only motorbike made by Rare that we do get in the game looks far lamer, has lost its hog appearance, and instead has both of the monster truck wheels facing downwards instead of one facing backwards, because as I said, it no longer works. Which is a shame, as I do actually think the Banjo Bike does look a fair bit cooler than the Stunt Bike, and so I'm going to try to retain as much of that design as I possibly can. However, that said, there really is unfortunately no real way around it. You simply can't have the back wheel being a monster truck wheel facing on its side, as the main support by itself for half of the vehicle, as the hit detection is entirely messed up and it literally warps through the ground. And so there's no real two ways about it. We're going to have to cheat a little, and we are going to definitely have to compromise on the design a little. A lot. Fortunately, I did already know the solution, as I have, as I said, already encountered the issue on the Tumbler, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. So how did I do it on the Tumbler? Well, I hit an extra normal wheel facing downwards as the wheels are supposed to take the actual brunt that, visually, the monster truck wheel appears to be doing. However, unfortunately, there is a rather significant difference between the two vehicles' designs, namely that the Tumbler is rather bulky, and so hiding a wheel on that is rather easy, whereas a thin motorbike is rather slim, and so training wheels. Yeah. They do look rather silly, admittedly, but unfortunately they are entirely necessary, and no, unfortunately, one in the centre simply does not cut it. You do also have to somewhat mess around with the functionality, having the back monster truck wheel and the training wheels freewheeling, while the front wheel does all the steering. And I know, it does kinda look dumb, but on the other hand, it is actually really fun to drive. This thing drifts really well, it is quite easy to roll, but if you practice with it, it's fairly agile, and kicking out the back tire and sliding is a lot of fun. But Grim, I don't care how fun to drive it is, you say, it looks lame. I'm a grown-up, you say, and if I go around with training wheels on my bike driven by a bear in a colourful video game, people are gonna make fun of me. And yes, I fully sympathise, which is why to up the cool factor, and to balance out the lameness of the training wheels, I added a couple of small jets. Jets are cool, and no one's going to make fun of your training wheels if you've got a couple of jets attached to your bike. And so there you have it, the Banjo bike from Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts promotional material in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, or at least a modified version of the Banjo bike from Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts promotional material in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. What can I say? I had to make some adjustments because the one shown on the poster literally doesn't work in the game. Don't blame me, blame Rare for changing their physics engines and items after printing the poster. At the very least, despite the fact that it does have training wheels, I do think it does look better than the stunt bike. And if you also think it looks good and want a copy in your own save, then as always, what's going to follow now is a layer by layer, so feel free to copy it over. And with all that said and done, thanks for watching, and until next time, I have been and still am Grim Grindle.
Screams from the Crypt, as heard by Darkwell Bled. 20 tales of horror, sci-fi, and suspense. Available now.